All right, we are live on Facebook and we are coming at you live from Zoom today,
Yeah.
trying something new.
Awesome. Awesome. What is going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, beautiful Wednesday, and we're super excited to be here with you today. So here's something that we're doing different. We're testing this out because we want to actually get a chance to meet you, to have a conversation with you, and to have you join us in the Zoom room. Okay. And so what I want you all to do is actually go ahead. If you're tuning in live right now from the Facebook group, I put the Zoom room inside of the caption. Okay. So all you have to do is click that link. It's going to take you to join us in this room. I'll go ahead and admit you as we go over today's training. Okay. And so for those of you that can't join us in the Zoom room for whatever reason, not a problem. Just let us know that you're watching this live. Go ahead and put Team Live in the chat if you're here with us today. We love to know who we're talking to. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag Team Replay so we know that you watch this, okay? And just so you all know, every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be here providing you with valuable trainings on everything that you need to know when it comes to growing your business. So if you want to be able to place your income, break free from your JOB, if you've already gone into your business and you're looking to grow it and scale it, then this is the place to be. And we're super excited to share with you what we've learned along the way. Okay.
Yes. And as always, if you guys know any other dietitians, RDs to Bs, nutrition coaches who would be interested and benefit from the information that we have inside of this Facebook group, feel free to invite them to the party. We always love, to spread the wealth, share the knowledge, and help out in any way that we can. So let's see, we got a couple of people coming in the Zoom room. That's awesome. Love it.
Beautiful.
All right, who do we have in here so far? We got Rochelle.
Good to see you, Rochelle. Good to see you back.
We got Amber. We got Kimmy. Awesome. Good to see you all.
Beautiful. Awesome. So good. So good. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. One dietitian, one niche, 5K per month with her practice. Do you want to learn how she did it? If you do, you're in the right place.
Yes. So if you guys are ready to finally stop feeling undervalued, underpaid, you guys know that there is unlimited earning potential, right? And if you have the passion, you have the determination, and you love to help people, and if you aren't scared of that hard work and you're ready to break free from your JOB, your job, then you guys are in the right place. So drop a 1 below. Let us know you guys are in the right place, okay? So Javi and I, we've worked with hundreds of dietitians, hundreds of nutrition coaches, just like you. And if you're like some of the clients we've helped, you've probably been doing all the research to figure out how to grow your own business. And you might have found yourself going down this rabbit hole of information with maybe not much to show for it. Yet, you know the answers are out there, right? You know the answers are there, and you're not going to let anything stop you from getting those answers because you see other dietitians and nutrition coaches absolutely crushing it in their businesses, right? Like one, for example, Kim, we're going to talk about her tonight, how she's been able to make $5,000 from her online business in 1 month. Other dietitians that we worked with, for example, Courtney, she was able to quit her full-time clinical job and she actually moved to Spain and has been running her private practice from Spain ever since. How awesome is that? Drop an awesome in the chat. Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome. And so, typically, right, when we are scrolling through social media, we're trying to find the answers. Typically, this leaves a lot of people really stuck in the mud, and they end up wasting months or even years of their time on this earth just searching for answers, just digging through social media and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, right? And eventually, they end up not too far. And so this leaves them with this like deep regret and just wishing they just would have put themselves out there and just started sooner so they could spend more time living their dream, working within their passion, right? Instead of building someone else's dream.
Yeah. And it's definitely possible that you've worked with a coach in the past and you didn't get the results that you were looking for, right? Maybe you did everything that they told you because you're a great student and take action. And maybe they told you to, be everywhere on social media, to post like 2 or 3 times per day, leaving you completely exhausted, right? Because you don't mind doing the work, but you wish you had a better system to follow. And because of the lack of personalized coaching and feedback that you might have had in the past, you receive cookie cutter strategies that didn't work for you for where you're at in your personal business journey, right? Because everyone is at a different stage, and doing a good thing at the wrong time can actually be detrimental to your energy, your mindset, and overall your success, right? And so this really goes much deeper. It's deeper than just losing time and not making the money you have the potential to make. You know that if you don't fix this problem now, it can lead you to getting so burnt out working clinical and your business at the same time that you start thinking about switching careers altogether, right? But deep inside, that's not the answer, because you love what you do and you do it really well. You just need a new system, okay?
Yeah, and what you were saying too, it's like when you switch careers, if you're like, oh, like, I don't know if this is for me, I don't know, should I switch careers? Well, think about what that means, right? It means that you could possibly be strapped for cash because you need to go back and go to school all over again, take all these courses, right? Maybe take out another student loan. And all of that stuff is really just going to take even more time away from you. It's going to cost you another 2, 3, 4, 5 years away from your friends, your family, just to pursue another career, only to find out a couple of years later in that new career that it's the same thing and you're still not fulfilled. So realizing that no matter what you do, right, working for someone else is not going to provide you with that freedom and that flexibility that you desire. So think about it. You will always have to answer to someone else. You will always have a boss. You will always have someone telling you what to do. And really, because of that, you lack control. You lack the ability to make your own choices. And that really takes a toll on you every single day. So if you can relate to that, just drop a 1 in the chat, okay? Maybe you want to go on vacation with your family around the holidays, right? Maybe you're told, no, you can't take a vacation. You can't take time off, right? Because your coworker already requested that time off. If that's ever happened, drop a yes in the chat, okay? So how does that make you feel, right? Maybe you took a week off already. Maybe you took a week off a month ago or something because you were sick, you weren't feeling well, and you're worried that you have to ask for more time off, right? Has that ever happened to you guys? Just drop a 1 in the chat. And at the end of the day, it makes you realize that the ability to choose what we do with our time, when we do it, and who we do it with, that is the ultimate path to fulfillment and happiness.
Yeah. And the truth is that, like, what we don't want for you, right? We don't want you to wake up one day when you're 91 years old thinking, did I fulfill my true potential? Did I have the impact I knew I could have? Was I a role model for my kids and for my grandkids? Did I show those I cared about that anything was possible? We don't want you to, wake up 91 asking yourself those questions and not having the answers that you want. And that's why our freedom formula is so effective. Okay, in case you don't know us, my name is Javier, this is Marissa, and we built our practices from the ground up to 20K per month using both local networking and organic social media. We then decided to help others do the same, like helping, by following our freedom formula. We helped Leslie, a dietitian, hit her first $22,000 a month, and we helped Kate B, who's on track to hit her first 6-figure year. We helped Katie Dodd make 6 figures in her side hustle online while working full time. And we also have helped Kim hit her first 5K month, and she's just getting started, right? And that's just a short list of the people that we've helped achieve incredible, incredible outcomes. And so let's go ahead, let's get into it. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? We want to show you the exact step-by-step strategies that a sports dietitian implemented to hit 5K per month in her own business. Okay. And so we're going to break down for you the 3 core steps, the 3 core activities that she put into place. There's actually 9 steps in our freedom formula. Okay. We're going to break down 3 of those today. Okay, are you guys, go ahead and put ready in the chat if you are.
Ready.
Yeah, let's go. Rochelle says, I love it.
Let's
I love
do
it. Who else do we have here? Hey, Emily. Good to see you, Emily. We got Mandy in the house. Sid, Kate, great to see you on. Say hello in the chat if you're still with us. Beautiful.
Awesome. All right. So you guys ready to dive in? Yes?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So like Javi was saying, our freedom formula has 9 phases. And in phase 1, there are 3 key things that we talk about. So the first one is dialing in your dream customer. Everyone put dream customer in the chat, so I know you guys are following along.
Dream customer.
Dream customer, dream customer. Okay, cool. So why do we have to know this? Why do we have to have our dream customer, right? Well, it does a couple things. So number 1, having that dream customer really makes you an authority in your space. And who here wants to be seen as an expert on their topic on social media, right? Just put a big me in the chat. Me. Hopefully all of you guys want to be seen as the expert, right? And is that as this like authority figure in your space, because you guys are, okay? And so also having a dream customer helps you streamline your content. So what do we mean by that? Well, that means that you're always talking about the same core topics, right? So Kim, that we're going to talk about tonight, she is a hockey dietitian. Everything she talks about on her social media, when she's networking with people, it's always about hockey. And so what happens? Because of that, because her content is so streamlined, because she's always talking about the same dream customer, that helps her become this authority figure in the space, okay? The other thing it does is it really helps to make your content easy to create, because you're only talking about one specific person. She's only creating content around hockey players. Or if you are maybe a diabetes dietitian, you're only talking about diabetes. If you deal with, pregnancy, postpartum, you're only talking about that topic, okay? And it makes it really, really easy to create content and create content fast. So that's just a couple of things of why it's so important to have a dream customer. And so the other thing that having a dream customer does is that it makes it, or it helps you attract the type of clients that you want to work with, okay? Make sure that you are working within your passion. So let's say, for example, Kim, who we're talking about tonight, right? She's this hockey dietitian. She loves hockey, but on her social media, she's talking about hockey. She's talking about diabetes. She's talking about pregnancy, postpartum. She's talking about chronic kidney disease, all these things when it comes to dietetics, right? She's going to attract all these different types of people, when in reality, she only wants to work with hockey players, okay? So again, having that dream customer really helps you attract the type of clients that you want to work with and that you're passionate about working with. We're
going to teach you how to start and grow an ice cream store, okay? Everyone here, that's what you guys want, right? You guys want to start and open ice cream shops? Yeah. That sounds amazing, right? But you're probably like, no, I never even thought about that. So imagine if we came here and started talking to a group of amazing dietitians and nutrition coaches and said, hey guys, we're going to talk about how you can open up your first ice cream store, sell amazing, delicious ice cream, and make millions of dollars, right? You'd be like, interesting. I never thought about that. And maybe you'd be intrigued and maybe you're like, oh, maybe I should do that, right? It might be a little bit easier. But the fact is that you're not here for that. That wasn't like what you were intending on listening to today. And so you'd probably check out and be like, yeah, this is definitely not for me, right? And so that's what's happening when we are talking about anything and we don't have the right audience and we don't have our dream customer decided on, it falls on deaf ears because people will think, well, this doesn't sound like something that is useful to me or is made for me anyway. So why would I listen? Right. And so that's the point here. Okay. Before we move forward, is this making sense? Go ahead and put make sense in the chat if it does. Okay. And here's the thing, right? Some people know exactly what population they want to work with. And that's awesome. Okay. If you know already, go for it. Okay. And if you don't, that's okay too. We all have to start somewhere. Okay. And here's the key that a lot of people forget. The key is to just start. Go ahead and put start in the chat. Just start.
Just start.
You got to put yourself out there and just start talking about nutrition, right? If it's been weeks, if it's been months and you've been hemming and hawing and you just don't know what direction to go, just start putting yourself out there. What's going to happen is as you start to go on this path, you're going to start to realize what you love to talk about, what you hate to talk about, who you start to attract. And as you start working with some people, you might realize, oh, no, I don't like talking about this or working with this group of people at all. And you might have figured that out in the first 2 to 3 months, right? Which saves you a year of thinking because now you're able to pivot right away. Okay. And so remember, you can make adjustments along the way and you can niche down more as you go. But if you sit at home every night thinking and thinking and thinking and not taking action, that's not helping you get anywhere, right? It's not helping you get anywhere. So the best way to figure out what you like and what you don't like is to just do it. Maybe you work with someone who, is struggling with diabetes. Maybe you work with a high school athlete, okay? And you're like, what did I like about this? What didn't I like about that? You know what? I actually was way more passionate about this than I thought. I'm going to go in this direction, okay? And so we can do the work that we, have our clients do. And if we still end up to that sticking point, we say, hey, let's just run with something, okay? That's going to be the best way to figure out what it is that you love to do sometimes.
Awesome. So let's talk about Kim, right? This hockey dietitian and how she was able to make 5K per month in her niche and what we kind of walked her through in this process that she went through. And so before working with us, Kim had a niche, right? It was very clear that she loved working with hockey players. She came to a lot of our events, like started working with us in our coaching program. And she's like, hockey, that's my jam. Awesome. Her sons played hockey. She had such an absolute passion and love for this sport. Okay. So she was someone who had a niche already. And what happened was she started using social media to build her business. She was talking a lot about hockey, like a lot, right? But she was still having trouble getting clients. So a lot of you guys may be in a similar situation, right? You have this niche, but you're talking on social media and it's still kind of falling on deaf ears. Well, here's the key. This is what Kim did. All right. So we did a deep dive with her and we realized that she had to niche down even more. And I know some of you guys here might be thinking, okay, how is that even possible? Like hockey nutrition is really niche, right? I don't know any other dietitian who's doing it. I don't see anything else on social media. Like, how is it possible for her to niche down even further? You guys want to know how? Just drop a yes in the chat so I can tell you.
Yes.
Yes. Does anyone have any ideas on how she did it? Drop them in the chat. It's kind of tricky. So what we realized after talking with Kim is that when it comes to hockey, she's speaking to these youth hockey players, okay? But the problem here is that these hockey players don't have any money. Why? Because they're kids. Like this crazy realization. So who did she need to target instead? Anyone guess? The parents, okay? The parents. After that super small realization, she was able to make a small shift in her social media, in her Facebook, in her marketing, and her audience grew from about 150, 200 people to over 2,000 people in just a couple months with that one small shift, okay? And this was one of the main factors that helped Kim hit her first 5K month with us.
Yeah. And that's the importance of understanding your dream customer all the way around, right? It's like, it sounds so simple and so basic. It's like, of course, like the kids aren't going to be buying this stuff, right? It's their parents. And so by understanding our primary niche youth athletes and understanding that they're younger, right? And that their parents are the ones driving them to the sports, right? Buying their equipment, doing all of these things, we're able to then figure out, okay, well, who is it really that we have to focus this content for, right? Who is it really that we have to create this content and talk about how we're going to be helping their kids to their parents' desires, which is typically, I want them to be super successful. I want them to, be at championship level. I want them to get scholarships, right? And now the content changes a little bit. And so the thing that had to happen though is Kim had to move forward with youth athletes first, and then realize why is no one investing in my stuff, right? Or why isn't my group growing? Well, because we have to talk to their parents. And so that initial step had to be taken first to figure out the next one. Can you guys see that? Right? Very subtle, but very key. Okay. And so like Marissa was mentioning, on one of the first personalized coaching calls that we do with the clients we mentor is we get on a Zoom call, okay, with them. And our main focus is to get this part dialed in, because if that's not clear, everything can come crashing down later on, because it's hard to build a business on a foundation of sand, right, where everything begins to crumble, right? And so our clients say these one-to-one calls are extremely beneficial, okay, because in the past, they never had anyone to discuss this process with, right? And so after this call, they feel like they've laid out a solid cement foundation to help them grow on top of, while feeling a sense of security as they do. Okay. And so I'm curious for you all right now who are, joining us tonight, on a scale of 1 to 10, how clear is your dream customer? 1, I got no idea. I'm lost on this. Dream customer, everybody's my dream customer because right now I don't got any. Okay. Or 10, I have my dream customer narrowed down to a science, and I know this person like the back of my hand, not head, back of my hand. How clear is your dream customer? 1 to 10. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay, 1 to 10. Yeah, and it's okay. We all start somewhere, and what you'll notice is that it'll get clear as you go. Okay. And especially as you go through these exercises. Okay. So we got some 1s, we got some 3 4s, we got some 2 3s. Okay. Awesome. Beautiful. I see Allie's jumping on. Hey, Allie, good to see you.
Hey, Allie.
Beautiful.
What's up, Amanda? Arlene?
Laura says 3. Okay, Laura, thanks for sharing. Beautiful. Okay.
Awesome. So moving on to number 2. You guys ready for number 2? Drop a 2 in the chat so we know you're ready. Awesome. So we covered dream customer, right? We talked about that a little bit. So step number 2 is creating an irresistible offer. Go ahead and write irresistible offer, drop it in the chat. So what is an irresistible offer? You guys might have heard that word thrown around here and there. So let's clarify what that actually means, right? So an irresistible offer simply means creating a package, a product, or a service that really sets you apart from the rest. And when you do that, no one can compare your services to another RD services. And because they can't compare you, that means that you can't compete on price, because your solution is so unique. You are the only person with that specific solution. Okay. So like if Javi was a dietitian and I'm a dietitian and we both served hockey players, and Javi did an initial assessment and 8 follow-ups, and I did an initial assessment and 8 follow-ups, the person can compete on price, right? And the only difference was Javi was more expensive. Most likely people are going to choose me because I'm less expensive.
And everything else is the same.
Everything else is the same.
From how they see it. Right.
But when you create this irresistible offer, which we'll talk about in a second, it really sets you apart from the rest, because I have this offer that Javi doesn't have. Okay. And we'll talk to you a little bit about how Kim was able to create her irresistible offer and set herself apart from all the other sports dietitians that are out there. And so why does creating an irresistible offer matter in the first place, right? So besides what we talked about already, it's really important because it makes sure that your potential customers, the people that you really want to work with, feel like what you are offering was created specifically for them. You are not just another cookie cutter meal plan service or anything like that. Another dietitian who's going to do, the initial and the follow-ups, right? You are creating a program specifically for them and their needs. And that is different than anything else that they have ever seen before. Okay. And so if you're offering them one-on-one sessions and follow-ups like everyone else is doing, this does not help you stand out from the crowd. Now you can offer that, right? You can totally do it. All of our clients offer one-to-one sessions and follow-ups, but it's the way that it's packaged. It's the offer. It's the way that we describe it. Okay. That's the part that's really going to help make you stand out from the crowd and any other dietitian in your space. Right. So we really want to create this new and customized offer with your unique method from which you help people. And that's going to give you the competitive edge. Who wants a competitive edge?
Put edge in the chat.
Edge.
Yes.
Yes. And so when people hear what you're offering them and how it's going to get them to their goals better and faster, they should feel silly saying no, right? If it's just like everyone else, like we were talking about before, remember, they're going to price shop. They're going to compare you to others, and they're most likely going to go for the cheapest because, let's face it, who wouldn't, right? But we both know the cheapest isn't always what's best for people. Am I right? You agree or disagree? Let me know.
I agree.
You're
Yeah.
biased.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Is the cheapest option always the best option? Yes or no? Put it in the chat.
I mean, think about it, right? Your clients, right, going to YouTube, which is free, or your clients going ahead and buying a book, which I think the percentage of people who buy a book is extremely low, and the percentage of people who buy a book and read it is even lower. Okay. Is that better than paying you a few $1,000s to take them through a process, to teach them what you know, and to help them get the transformation that they're looking for? Which one's better? YouTube video and maybe a short book that someone will never read, or getting your professional help, right? Your professional help, of course, it makes sense. Okay. And so in order to create the most irresistible offer, we must have part one dialed in. Okay. The dream customer, because we must know exactly who our dream customer is and what problems they have. Okay. When we create the offer, we have to have them in mind, because we're going to create specific solutions to those problems. Okay. We're going to actually conduct research to find out what their biggest struggles are and what they desire most. Okay. From there, we can easily put together a program that helps them achieve those specific goals. Okay. Break down those specific struggles and problems and help them to get to the other side. Okay. And so this is the fun part, because we can use fun names and phrases to capture our dream customer's attention. Okay. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Do you guys want to hear what Kim did? You guys want to hear a little bit about her irresistible offer and all of her fun names? Put fun in the chat.
Fun.
This really is the fun part. I really do enjoy this part. And so for Kim, right? Hockey dietitian. So her catchphrase is, what you put on your plate determines how you speak. How fun is that, right? That's so awesome. And she's talking about nutrition, and she's talking directly about hockey players, right? These ice skaters. She's also the author of Eat, Skate, Win. This is a book on Amazon if anyone wants to go check it out. She is also the creator of the Championship Plate Fueling System. Guys, there is nothing else out there like this for youth hockey players. No other RD has her program. No other RD has the Championship Plate Fueling System, right? And because of this, she's able to charge higher prices and feel confident in doing so, because again, she's the only one offering this. Guys, she's sold packages and programs for close to $2,000. And now, just to remind you all, she didn't start there. Okay. She started with her prices a little bit lower, but over time, as her confidence grew, as she was getting more client wins, right, feeling more confident in her program, and has had dozens and dozens and dozens of hockey players go through her irresistible offer, she's raised her rates. And because of that, because of crafting this irresistible offer, because of pricing it, right, appropriately, raising the prices over time, and creating something that no one else has. That was some of the key things that she did to allow her to hit her first 5K month.
Yeah. And when Kim used our irresistible offer framework and we gave her feedback on how to refine her program and packaging on one of our calls, she started to talk to parents and their kids. And she noticed that a much larger percentage of them started to say yes, and happily say yes. They were like, heck yeah, like this sounds amazing. I've never seen this before. I've never heard of this before. This sounds like exactly what we need to help our kid improve their performance. Okay. And so imagine if you had parents or if you had the people that you wanted to serve on a call and they were like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. Exactly what I need. Let's freaking do it. How great would that feel?
So
right.
good.
And so that's going to happen a lot more if you follow this process. Okay. So I'm curious for you all right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how irresistible is your offer? Okay. 1, I don't have an offer at all yet. Don't even know what an offer is. Okay. And 10, I have my offer outlined. I have all the deliverables, what I'm going to give them, and any bonuses created. I can explain the process clearly to potential clients and have a solid guarantee to help them feel confident in moving forward with me. Scale of 1 to 10, how irresistible is your offer? Go ahead and put a 1 or anywhere from 1 to 10.
Yes. Guys in the Zoom room, you are amazing. I love all this participation. Thank you, Kimmy, Amber, Rochelle, Laura. Oh my gosh, who else do we have? We got Beck, Melania, Rochelle. Thank you all for your participation and being honest with yourselves and where you're currently at in your business and in these steps in the process.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. So that's the second thing. Okay. The second thing that Kim did to be able to hit that goal. Okay. And so going into the third component, okay, the third step in the freedom formula. Okay. You guys want to know what it is?
Yes.
Well, yes. Okay.
Yes, please.
So we call this the Facebook engine. Okay. And so what she did is she showed up. Okay. She showed up and provided value on social media. So now you might be asking, well, what is value? What does value mean? Okay. Value is sharing helpful information to help your dream customer solve a specific problem or achieve a certain outcome. Okay. And so this can be done in many, many forms. And on social media in particular, it could be done through written posts or videos. Okay. And so the reason that this is so important to be able to do and to put yourself out there to do and get uncomfortable with is because it ultimately keeps you top of mind. Okay. Keeps you top of mind. It increases brand awareness. And you need to do this before ever trying to sell or offer anything. Okay. You have to give before you receive, especially in business. That's what it's all about. You give. Okay. Because people start to think to themselves, well, if they're giving all of this away for free, imagine how good their paid stuff is. Okay. And so the more value you provide without any expectation of getting anything in return, the more you give, the more you end up getting. Okay. And so by creating this value system, you're able to build the know, like, and trust factor. So people have to be familiar with you and your content to be able to trust you, to see if they like you. Okay. And as they start to realize that you are extremely relatable, right, that you understand them like no one else does, and they start to see that you have some solutions to their problems, they're going to start thinking to themselves, wow, you guys are awesome, right? We really want to work with you. Okay. And that's where you want to go with how you're providing value on social media. Okay.
Yeah. And so when it comes to providing value, I know what you're probably thinking. We thought this in the beginning too. Okay. Majority, I think almost all of our clients have thought this in some degree. And they're thinking to themselves, but Javi, but Marissa, if I give away everything, no one's going to buy. How many of you guys have thought that before? Just drop a yes down below. Okay. And it's false. We're here to bust that myth tonight. Okay. It is false. What we like to say here is give away the farm, give it away, give all your information away. Okay. Because the truth is that people don't pay for information. They pay for implementation. That's a good one. Put that in the chat. People don't pay for information. They pay for implementation, right? Because if we honestly think about it, information is everywhere, okay? If people are struggling with their nutrition, no matter what it is, right? If it's diabetes, if it's renal, if it's cardio, whatever the topic, okay? If they're struggling with nutrition, they can buy nutrition books, right? They can go to Amazon, they can go to Barnes and Noble, they can go I don't know, to the local bookstore, they can go to their college, and they can buy books on nutrition topics, right? They can read articles online. There's bajillions of nutrition articles online. Some good, not so good. We don't know. There's Google, good old Dr. Google, right? There's YouTube, right? The information is out there for them. The information is everywhere. The information is abundant. Remember, what people pay for is the implementation. It's the how-to, okay? And the key with this is they're paying for specifically how to implement the information that they know that you're teaching them for their own specific solution, for their individualized needs. That's what people are paying for. And that's why you guys can give away the farm, because people aren't going to know what to do with it. They're just going to be crammed with more information in their head, but they're not going to know how to apply it. And that's your job. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you can't ethically prescribe or tell someone what they need and need to do specifically for their situation until you get to know them better, until you have a conversation with them, your initial assessment, right? That's where you can properly prescribe and let people know, hey, based on your situation, this is what you need. And these are the options that you have. Okay. And so like Marissa was saying, the implementation is what people pay for. That's the how-to. And they're also paying for the support and accountability. Okay. Because how many of you know how important accountability is? How many of you know it would have been much harder to get through 12th grade to go through college if you didn't have any professors, teachers guiding you along the way, every step of the way? Way harder, right? You probably would have never made it.
I don't think I would have graduated.
None of us would have. Okay.
Not in a bad way.
And so to think that, you know, that your clients could do the same, you know, they can't. Obviously, they haven't been able to, and that's why they're seeking some help. And same thing with you, same thing with us. Like, we hire coaches, you guys hopefully have hired coaches or are going to hire coaches, right? These are all things that can help you to get from point A to point B. And so that's what people pay for. Okay, cool. So here's what, you know, Kim was actually doing. Kim was posting on social media before we met her, but she didn't have the right strategy for that. Okay. Not too many people knew who she was, or that she even had courses, programs, and books to help hockey players with their nutrition. Then she started to implement our Facebook engine strategy, where we show our strategic content system that generates interested potential clients on a weekly basis. And her group ended up growing from 150 members over 7 years, okay, to then implementing the system, and in a few months got to over 2,000 members. I think she might be at like 2,200 members right now. Now, that doesn't happen by accident. It happened by her getting very clear on who her dream customer was, who her avatar was, who were the people that she had to put out content for, and how to attract them, right? Obviously, having a very great offer and program that she was putting out there to the world, where people started talking more about her. Okay. And then the content and value that she provided was so good, people were like, we need more of this. Okay. And so when we get on our marketing audit coaching session, we have a checklist that we go over to make sure all the social platforms are 100% completed. Most people who are starting out have maybe 2 out of the 15 points that we look at. And those who have already started a similar process or work with someone else in the past that has helped them with like a component of it, typically has less than 50% of them still in place. Okay. And so we have a very in-depth system that I would say is like nothing else. Okay. That we go over and teach our clients. And we also go over a daily activity tracker that contains the specific activities that must happen every day to ensure success. Okay. And so by utilizing that, by having access to that, Kim was able to provide value through her content system and really grow in a meaningful way.
Yeah. So question for you all, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you serving your audience? How much value are you providing them? So let's say 1 is you have no social media presence when it comes to nutrition. No one even knows that I'm an RD on social media, right? Versus a 10 is like, I'm showing up multiple times a week on social media. I'm posting content to help my specific dream customer. I'm giving away tons of tips, tricks, advice, posting videos, cheat sheets, checklists, all this good stuff. I'm answering nutrition questions, and I'm getting people on my calendar every single week that want to work with me. Scale of 1 to 10, drop it in the chat. All right, I see a 2, see a 2, I see a 3. Where are my Facebook people at? All right, another 2. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So here's the thing, right? If you've seen some of the testimonials on this page, you know that the transformation that you're looking for your own personal life is really possible, right? People who were exactly where you're sitting have broken through, okay, and gotten results. Now, our team has set aside a few hours on our calendar this week for a breakthrough session, okay? And here's what we're going to do together on this call, okay? We want you to think of us as your navigation system in your car, like Google Maps, okay? In order for us to give you the best route so you can avoid the traffic and any additional tolls and any accidents along the way, we have to know a couple of things in order to get you to your destination safely, okay? Safely and in the fastest amount of time. How many of you want that, right? Because like Uber, what's the first thing they need to know, right? The first thing they need to know is, where are you now? Okay, where are you now? What's the second thing they're going to ask you is, where do you want to go? Now, why do we need to know these two things? Okay, because if your goal is to go to LA, right, in California, the route is going to be very different if you're starting in New York versus Seattle, right? Two completely different routes. So in order to figure out what turns to take to get efficiently to your destination, we must know the starting point and the ultimate goal, okay? From there, like a GPS, we can actually provide you with a clear roadmap and step-by-step direction to ensure that you get to your destination, okay? And so we've only got so much time on our calendar, so this is something that you think could help you. We want you to go ahead and schedule a call now, okay? And remember this, you didn't just hop on this training today to watch someone, you know, how someone in similar shoes was able to be full-time in their business, okay? You came here today because you want to become that person. You made a decision to watch this training because you want to know your personal path to hitting your goals this year, okay? And the path to do that, it starts with this call, okay? So I'm asking you guys to make a decision for yourself. It's time to step up and stop the madness, all right? What do you guys have to lose? Nothing, right? Because you know that you have everything to gain. So if you want this call, go ahead and comment the word breakthrough below and we'll see you on the call. Okay, comment the word breakthrough below. We're gonna go ahead and send you a link to schedule a call with our team so you can know exactly how to get from point A to point B, okay? And so with that, we're gonna stick around for a couple minutes and answer any questions that you might have, okay? So go ahead, drop any questions you have about anything that we spoke about today, and we're gonna help and guide you through them, okay?
All right, let's check Facebook. Don't see any questions yet, but I'll give you guys a second or two to type them. Who else? We got Amanda on here, Arlene, Allie, Ashton. All right.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions?
Give it another 5-10 seconds, just in case anyone is typing.
Yeah, if you don't have a question, what were some takeaways from today's training? What were some takeaways from today's training? Go ahead and drop those in the chat. Rochelle, thanks. This was great info. Awesome.
You're
so
welcome.
good to hear. Beautiful. Okay, cool. All right. Well, if you have no questions, we are actually going to be hosting an event soon. Okay, we're hosting actually quite a few events. We're going to be hosting a live event. So if you're in Florida or not in Florida, but if you want to come to a live event with real people, real dietitians that are just incredible human beings, right? And you want to be in that network, we have something for you. If you are interested in a live event, let us know, reach out to us personally and say, hey guys, we're interested in hearing more about that. Okay. The second event, we're going to be posting about it over the next week and a half. And so stay tuned for that because I think you're all really going to love it. Okay. And with that, we hope you have a great rest of your night. I dropped those calendar links in the chat and in the chat on Facebook, go ahead and click that link, open the calendar. And once we get off this call, go ahead and schedule your call. All right. So hope you have a great rest of your evening and we'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.